Well, welcome to Modeling Time with me, Brian Banna. Before I get started, I just want to apologize to my audience here that I haven't been putting up any videos for a while. There's a reason for that and really no excuse for that. The reason is that I had been planning on going to the St. Louis RPM meet and put on a presentation about GP35 phases, modeling the different phases. And so I had done plenty of GP35 stuff on video, and I didn't think people would be all that interested in seeing yet another GP35, or three more. Actually, I'm modeling three more. I had to cancel that trip due to family priorities, and so I was a little disappointed in that. And but most of the time was taken up just trying to get through these GP35s and get them done in time for that trip. I'm almost done with them, and I'll show you what was going on with them and stuff like that. But I will be going to the National Train Show this year. So it was either that trip or the National Train Show, and I had to cancel the RPM trip, so I'll be going to the National Train Show. So again, I'm sorry for not putting stuff up. I have been modeling this whole time. I don't stop modeling. So this video is a general overview of what's coming up. So I've gotten into some new things. I go through all kinds of phases, as you always know, and I'm always searching for my home, like where I am at modeling. For a while there, and I know that I mentioned this, that I went through this phase of nostalgia, and I really enjoyed that, but I'm out of that. I'm back to prototype modeling, proto-freelance modeling. I've reinvented my Copper State Railway. I really like that railroad. I developed it. I wrote the story for it. I've designed the what it's going to be and everything. And that's my home. That really is my home since I first developed it back in 1996 or something like that. I believe that's when. But I've rewritten the history on it, still fine-tuning it, and it works really well for what I remember living in Arizona. So that's being worked on. As soon as I finish these GP35s, let me show them to you real quick, what I've been working on here. So these three here, so we got a phase 1A, or I'm sorry, phase 1B4, a phase 1A1, and a phase 1A2. So the Chicago Northwestern, New York Central, and the New York Central. The only thing I have left to do on these is to put the decals on the hoods, which I'll get that done tonight. After that's done, then you see all these parts here. That's all that has left to go on it. So I got the fan, grills, I've got the windshield wipers, I've got the fans to go in them, the minor brakes, and one MU train line hose for the Chicago Northwestern unit, because the Chicago Northwestern unit has a plow on the front. I have to paint the coupler pockets or draft gearboxes for the Chicago Northwestern, and I have to get another set of couplers out for these to do those. These here are the wind deflectors. This is just a one of those kneaded erasers that you can flatten and move around, and I stick them in there for when the glass is drying, stuff like that. So that's what's going on with those. Like I said, these are almost done. I've got you see these blue pieces of tape, those are the class lights. I'm marked for which hole they go into. I've got the headlights and rear lights ready to go in. And basically the drives are all done. They've got a satin varnish on them, so they're ready to go. I just have to get the satin varnish onto the hoods. The cabs, I need to pull the tape off the windows still, but I'll do that after I put the satin varnish on it. I've got the horns, I got to glue on still, and things like that. So that's what's going on with those. And these turned out pretty cool. So you got the I got the motor generator or ATS motor there. I've got the little if you can see it there, that's an extension on the battery box door keeper. Because this motor was on there, they had to extend out the keeper. So that's on there, and move the grab irons to the front. On the other side, I built a bell and bracket, and plumbed it and stuff like that. So that was fun to do, and it worked out really well. So the for the phase 1A1, I had to design taller MU receptacles, and so that's what you see on the front over here. And for the Chicago Northwestern unit, nothing really special. I just needed a 1A2, and Chicago Northwestern operated in the area where I grew up, so I thought, hey, you know what? I'll do a Chicago Northwestern one. My plan for the GP35s is to do one model of each phase. So I've got the Pennsylvania 1C1, I'll have a New York Central 1A1, New York Central 1B4, Chicago Northwestern 1A2, and then I think the 1B2 is going to be a Penn Central, and I just have to figure out what the others will be. I think the 1D might be a Bicentennial Sioux line. I love the Bicentennial era, and that's what I'm getting back to with my Copper State Railway. I've been able to bring it back to the into the 70s, and I'm going to model 1976. So what you see back here, if you see that long line of Atlas GP7s, those are all going to be Copper State Railway GP7s. I've got a crap ton of design that I've already done for parts for them. The parts are starting to come in. So when these 35s are done, those 7s are going to be the next video project. And I think you're going to enjoy it, because I'm getting back to what I think I do the best, and that's building models. So there's a lot going on with those. I'll explain all the designs and everything that's happening with them. If people are interested, I'll put the designs up on my Shapeways shop, and you can buy them and work along with me. There is some milling that has to be done on the frames and stuff like that, but I went through a lot of decision making on how I wanted to approach that project, and I really want to make those things shine. They're not going to get the full extent of what I wanted to do, but they're going to get enough to make them look really nice. And I'll go when I start that project, I'll go through my thought line of what I originally wanted to do and what I settled on, and I may go back to what I originally wanted to do if I can figure out how to design the stepwells. So that's the only crutch I have with going back to my original design. But I'll get into all of that. So stay tuned for that soon. These, if I really pushed it, I could get them done in a week. Actually, I could probably get them done this weekend, but I'm not pushing it that far. So I've been working on those. I'll get these done, and we're going to have a really good time working on those GP7s. In the meantime, I'm going to also start a video on, let me get this all set back up here. I'm going to start a video on weathering. I know I said I don't like weathering. I don't like the process of weathering and that kind of thing, those kinds of things. But it just has to be done. As the good man says that comes to the sipping and switching group or setups, the scenery looks good, but it just needs to be done. So I just need to get my weathering done. So anyway, let me end this video. I hope you're looking forward to that GP7 build like I am. I think it's going to be loads of fun. And let me start the next video on what I'm working on with weathering. I have to retrain myself to do weathering, and I have to look at it in a completely different light and a different approach than what I was, because the way that I used to look at it, it was driving me away from it and stuff. But I'll explain all that in that video coming up. So thank you very much for watching. Again, I hope you'll stay tuned for when we get started on the GP7s, and catch you next time. Thank you.